this is Therianak with another episode thoughts for Sailor Moon Crystal. And of course this is for episode 10, where we get some major things happening in this episode. And of course we also get one of the more major changes that kind of came with the fact that, the four kings weren't killed off. But overall it kind of stuck with the manga storyline of the girls having to wait for the full moon to go to it, and once they're finally getting kind of the full story of what went on from what was basically the remaining spirit of Queen Serenity, and I think all of that was done really nicely. I really enjoyed those parts. And of course, once they got back to Earth, we kind of switch over to, follow the Dark Kingdom and the Four Kings. And of course, in the manga, at this point, Kunzite's the only one who is left. But since the others weren't killed, they get to be around and kind of do together what he did alone, which was kind of go spy on Beryl when she addresses Queen Metalia. And then of course what's interesting about that is that they do change things up a little with Queen Beryl go ahead and straight out telling Queen Metalia that they don't have their memories, and of course that brings back some of their memories, and which we get to see them as the four knights set to protect Prince and Dimion. And, well, before they can really act too much against that, she goes ahead and uses her power to go ahead and brainwash them. And with that, they go ahead and start attacking Tokyo to pretty much bring out the Sailor Guardians and Sailor Moon, which they do. And we get a battle, which is a lot more, well, I guess in the battle, Sailor Venus, since she's the one who's fully awakened with all her memories, she's the one who brings up to everyone else that, hey, these guys, they were actually good guys at one point. And we do get the history that the Sailor Guardians remember that they met them when they went ahead and followed Princess Serenity to Earth, and they were in love at that time. So that kind of solidifies that part, because, in the original manga, it was never really brought up so much. There's a piece of art that Naoko Takeuchi did that, kind of showed them all as couples, but that was the extent of it. So it's interesting, or one of the more interesting things about Crystal is that we actually get to explore that a little bit more, and actually kind of have it being verified canon in a sense in that way. Of course, with that, the Sailor Guardians, they don't really want to attack the Four Kings, but of course, the Four Kings are brainwashed, so they're going to attack anyway. Sailor Moon goes ahead and steps up to help them out, and we get to see, a good chunk of her power. She's definitely gotten much stronger, not just having, the Silver Crystal, because the Silver Crystal, it isn't quite complete as it is, but, just being awakened and everything seemed to really up her abilities. And even for the Sailor Guardians themselves, because after Sailor Moon kind of buys them a chance, we actually get to see them using the Sailor Planet attack together, which is pretty cool, because that's not something that came in as early as it is here. So that's kind of nice to see that. And of course, they don't really save the Four Kings. They end up just, retreating. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from now on with them as well, because in the manga, this is where Kunzite dies, and thus we have none of the Four Kings left in the original manga series. But of course, in the anime, we have everybody. So I'm kind of curious to where exactly they're going to take this again, because, it's kind of hard to say what they're going to do with these characters at this point. I think that's kind of the most exciting part about Sailor Moon Crystal is when they make a change like this, because it is very much an unknown variable in the storyline, unlike everything else where it does stay rather close to the manga series itself. And of course we end up with Endymion. He's gotten himself brainwashed finally, and Queen Beryl goes ahead and sets him out to go get the silver crystal from Sailor Moon. And that is where we end off, as that's kind of where the chapter in the manga ended off. So we're going to have like Evil Endymion next episode, which is actually kind of fun in a way. But yeah, overall, really like this episode. It's definitely one of the better animated ones that we've gotten in a while, which I guess is no surprise. I feel like this is a major episode in the series, so, they would want to have one of their best teams working on this, and it shows. And even though a lot of this kind of deals with the whole remembering their past, I do like the fact that they definitely kept a little scene with Usagi and her family, with like her parents, or mainly her father, bringing up like, she's becoming a much more mature person, and of course her mother saying that she's always going to be, their little spoiled brat. And I rather like it because it's always something that's been on like the side of things with Sailor Moon, is just her connection to her family. And it's nice to see that, they're keeping that with Crystal. And, also the fact that we see a little bit of Naru in this episode at, like, the video game center. And, just seeing all these little side characters to see that they're not completely forgotten. Because, to me, they're also an important part of this world of Sailor Moon. And it's nice to see them. And again, we also get a few more scenes with Sailor Guardians, like in the start, where they're at the video arcade, kind of talking about the moon. I mean, in that, it was mainly just Usagi and I believe it was Ami. So she's listing off all these facts. But instead, they make it, the four girls, which I like, just to have them do a little bit more together, because since it's been revealed that we are getting both this original story arc plus R for these 26 episodes, it means that we're not going to have a lot of time to have episodes like dedicated to each Sailor Guardian so much. So I feel it's really nice to have those little scenes to kind of help make up for that. And I guess that's going to be kind of like the strength of Crystal overall, is the fact that, it is something that is true to the manga. Sure, it has some changes here and there, but it's pretty much that very streamlined anime version, because, in the original anime, it's 200 episodes, so there is a lot of filler, and for better and for worse. At least it had some great episodes, and the fact that you did get to know the Sailor Guardians so much better with that series than we probably will with this one. But at the same time, this one, you can get through the series without having to spend weeks of watching it on end just to do that. And I really hope that we do get all of the manga animated for Crystal, that it continues on past the initial 26 episodes it has announced, so we can get all the Sailor Guardians, because that would be awesome. And also, some of the later storylines did get some major changes to them in the original anime, so it would be nice to see something a little closer to the manga in animated form. And like I just said, I really think that Crystal, that's their strength, is the fact that it's going to stay true to the manga, and it's going to keep up this kind of fast pace. So, you know, it's a lot easier to be able to sit down and rewatch it, hopefully. Because as much as I love the original series, I do, it is hard to get through things, just because of just time limitations itself. And I guess with that, I'll go ahead and wrap up, since I think I've kind of touched on everything that I wanted to. So thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel, leave a like or comment. Until next time, bye.